And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about with you today. We're going to present Act 3, which is a combination between Portuguese and Polish results, Act 1 being the Portuguese, Act 2 being the Polish. Well, the highlights of the presentation will be the overall remarks, research design, diagnosis, results comparisons, conclusions, and then of course we're going to talk about it a little bit in the end. What we want to know was if violent computer games persuades gamers' moral reasoning, if it affects them in any way. But first we need to understand what really is a computer game and what is moral reasoning. Well, we chose to go to Esposito's definition that a video game resembles an audiovisual apparatus with the intention to play and may or may not have a storyline in it. And we can analyze computer games with two dimensions: the theological dimension, which intends to say if the game is an action game, adventure, educational, and so on, and the legal perspective that want us to know if the game is appropriate for children, teenagers, adults, based on the violent content, the sexual content, the language, and so on. Well, what is the decision-making process? When we make a decision, we are trying to choose a path after some reflection of the possibilities. So, in this decision-making process, there is moral intensity, which is the effort that we put on our decision-making process, and the effects, the consequences that we'll have on other subjects, on our context. And the moral sensibility is that our own consciousness of the impact that we'll have. This both results in moral reasoning that is directly bound with moral intelligence, which turn out to be what we have learned with the choices that we made. Now, we wanted to go with a different approach from the mainstream one, because the mainstream one is quantitative, and they present a lot of paradoxical results. They're saying, oh, violence affects moral reasoning, violence does not affect moral reasoning. So we tend to go with a qualitative study, with an interpretative analysis of web questionnaires of the cases of Portugal and Poland. The questionnaires have numerical analysis, multiple choice questions, and quantitative analysis, as per agreement questions. The questionnaire layout was, in section 1, we want to know the gamer's profiling. In section 2, what they assume to be the violent characteristics of the games, and which games they thought that were violent. And in section 3, we presented them with two scenarios, both of that scenario in real life or in computer games,